Welcome to Rhythm and Flow with Shawn Jackson. This week we are going to be working on Baby Grasshopper. We're going to be continuing our sequence that we were building on from last week. So if you have 2 blocks handy, that would be preferable for today's class, and then maybe also a strap, anything to kind of just reach a little further to deepen your stretch. So maybe 2 blocks, a strap if you have those handy with you for today's class. If not, we can also work around that. All right, so we will go ahead and get started today on our backs. Option to use our blocks here. Resting on our backs, bringing the soles of our feet together, opening our thighs out wide, maybe using our blocks to build the floor up here. My beginners. And then just go ahead and make contact with your body in some way, shape, or form. So maybe resting one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, or whatever feels comfortable to you. And slowly starting to feel the inhalations and exhalations in your palm as your belly rises and falls. Noticing whether the breath is short and choppy or long and lengthy. Neither which is better at this moment in time. It's just becoming aware of what your body's telling you. If your breath is short and choppy, it means you're in more of a fight or flight response. While if it's long and lengthy, it means you're in more of a rest and digest. Just becoming aware of what your body's telling you at this moment in time. And almost as if you're waking up for the first time today, removing any props that may be in your way, and reaching your arms overhead, extending your legs out long, giving yourself a nice, good stretch. Then bringing your knees into your chest, rocking your hips side to side, maybe rolling along the line of your spine. Then taking a few more of these rocks back and forth, then rocking yourself up into a tabletop when you're ready. From our tabletop, we'll check in with our foundation. Our shoulders are over our elbows are over our wrists. And start just shaking our hips out. Working out our obliques, our abdominal, our core. And we'll take a few cat-cow inhalations by gazing into our navel, really pressing the mat away, rounding our spine. And then imagining a line from our navel all the way to the top of the ceiling. We're tracing that line as we drop our belly, lifting our shoulders, our chest, our throat, our heart towards the ceiling. And tracing that line all the way back down into your navel, rounding the spine out again. or your cat pose. Then on your own exhale, just tracing your line for your cow, taking that stretch about 2 to 3 more times on your own breath here. And then walking your palms back to meet your knees. I want your wrists to be right in front of your knees. And we're going to take the same stretch that we were doing before, where our arms were out in front of us, but we're just having our wrists in front of our knees, taking what I like to call a few calf kitten poses. So again, we're just gazing into our navel, rounding out the spine, pressing our mat away, and then slowly tracing that line to the top of the ceiling as we drop our belly, lifting our shoulders, chest, and our heart. And then taking that calf kitten stretch about 2 to 3 times on your own breath. And slowly starting to walk your palms back out to your tabletop. We'll extend our right leg out behind us, coming onto the ball of our right foot. Pressing our weight back into our heel. Really starting to activate our calf, our glute, our hamstring. And then raising that right leg off the mat. We're going to kind of do a little cross stretch. So we're going to crisscross our right leg over towards our left side body, pressing it down onto the mat, onto our floor here. And then again, we're just going to start pressing our weight back into our heel. Really feeling a nice line of energy in our obliques, our abdominals, our core. I'm going to lift our right leg and cross it out to our right side body. And then really just kind of sit back into your glute. Feeling a nice line of energy down our right calf, through our hamstring, in our left glute, and our right glute. We'll take that stretch one more time on each side. So we're going to cross that right leg over towards our left side body. And then just placing our foot onto the floor. And then slowly starting to press the weight back. Deep breath in. Right leg rises, crosses over towards your right side body. Extends out, maybe to a nice 90-degree angle from your hip. And then we're just slowly starting to sit back. And then slowly coming back to your tabletop. Pressing yourself back into your child's pose. Arms are reaching forward. Chest is reaching down. Our sit bones are reaching for the soles of our feet. And then maybe if it's comfortable, we're resting our forehead on the mat. Deep breath in. And then slowly pressing yourself back up to your tabletop. Left leg extends out behind you. Pressing the weight firmly into your heel. Really waking up that calf, hamstring, our glute. Deep breath in, and then the left leg rises.
Crossing over our left leg towards our right side body, taking that little cross stretch, placing our foot down onto the mat or floor, and then really just starting to press back, same as what we were doing prior, just really waking up our obliques, abdominals. Left leg rises, crosses over towards your left side body. And then again, just sitting back, feeling that nice line of energy down our hamstring, our calf, the back of our knee, and our glutes. Left leg rises, crosses over towards our right side body. Placing our foot and pressing the weight back. Deep breath in. Left leg rises, crosses over towards our left side body, extends out to maybe about a 90-degree angle, whatever feels good to us. And then just starting to sit back. Really enjoying that nice deep stretch in the back of our knee, our hamstring, our calf, our glutes. Deep breath in. And left leg slowly comes back to your tabletop, pressing yourself back into your child's pose. Deep breath in. And slowly pressing yourself up to your first downward dog of the day. And go ahead and pedal out your feet, roll out your ankles, do whatever feels right to get those little creaks and cracks out. Taking a deep breath in, starting to find stillness on your mat. Our big toes are going to touch. We're going to walk our tightrope all the way up to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And then with a soft gaze or your eyes closed, let's go ahead and set our intention for today's practice, our mantra. What brought you to class today? Maybe you just needed to be reminded that you are here, that you are strong, that you are present. Maybe you needed to be a part of a community, or just find some space in your mind for stillness. Whatever that may be, just keeping that with you throughout today's practice. Yoga gives us several tools to help us. One being our mantra, the other being our breath, and last being our drishti, or our focus. So keeping these three intentions with you throughout your practice. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, pressing the energy out in front of you. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, guys, if you have your blocks handy, maybe having them at the front of your mat would be preferential for today's practice for this next series here. And we will go ahead and get started in mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your right leg steps back, bringing your knee down and tucking your toes. As you inhale, your palms come to your left thigh, and then starting to press the weight forward. We should be feeling a nice stretch down our right hamstring and our glutes, really pressing our belly button into our spine here. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, if you have your blocks, your hands are going to come to your blocks. We're just going to start to walk them back. I kind of like to roll them with me as I straighten through this left leg. I'm going to bring the weight into my heel, lifting my toes off of the mat. And then I'm going to find my balancing point here where my chest is nice and perpendicular. Maybe I'm using my blocks to just find a nice pinpoint for my hands to rest. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, your chest rises up, and then dipping on the exhale, reaching forward, placing your blocks where they may land, or if you don't have your blocks handy, your chest is just going to rise up, reaching forward, and then we're just going to use our fingertips as our little balancing focal points here. And then as we inhale, our chest rises. As we exhale, maybe we sink a little deeper into our half split stretch here. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, we're going to start to put the bend back into our left leg. Walking our hands forward, our hands frame our foot. Our left foot is going to step back to meet our right into a plank. We're going to shift forward, lowering halfway down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Right leg rises. Bringing your knee to your nose and then stepping your right foot forward next to your thumb. Your left knee comes down, tucking your toes. As you inhale, your arms are going to rise up for low crescent lunge. And then again, we're just pressing the weight forward. Really activating this left hamstring, bringing our belly button into our spine. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, your hands come to heart center. Our elbows are out wide. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, twisting that left elbow open towards your right knee. So we're twisting open towards our right side body. And then maybe, if it's comfortable for you, having your left elbow over top of your right knee, and then trying to have your hands at heart center. Deep breath in, then slowly as you exhale, unwinding your twist. Your hands frame your foot. Your left foot is going to step forward to meet your right into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your left leg steps back, bringing your knee down and tucking your toes. As you inhale, your palms come to your thigh. And then starting to press the weight forward. We're really activating that left hamstring, bringing our belly button into our spine. Deep breath in. And then slowly, as you exhale, your hands can come to your blocks and start to walk them back. Or if you don't have your blocks, what we're just after is straightening this right leg. So we're straightening the right leg, bringing the weight into our heel, lifting our toes off of the mat. Our chest comes perpendicular. We're raising it nice and high. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly, as you exhale, reaching forward with your blocks or just using your fingertips, and then finding your balancing point here. Deep breath in, chest rises on an inhale, and then as you exhale, maybe trying to sink a little bit deeper into your half split. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, we're going to put the bend back into this right knee, walking it forward. Our hands are going to frame our foot. Our right foot is going to step back to meet our left into a plank. Shifting forward, lowering halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. So that sequence is also called our chaturanga vinyasa. If that begins to be a little too much for you, feel free to just meet me in downward dog or take a child's pose, whatever feels good to you. Deep breath in. Our big toes touch. Left leg rises. Bring our knee to our nose and then stepping our left leg forward next to our thumb. Our right knee comes down as we tuck our toes and then bring our palms rise up for a low crescent lunge here. And then again, we're really pressing the weight forward, bringing our belly button into our spine. Should be really feeling this down our right hamstring. A nice line of energy. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Elbows are out wide. Taking a deep breath, and then slowly as you exhale, twisting open towards your left side body, maybe having that right elbow trying to stay over top of your left knee and keeping your hands at heart center. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, bring your palms to frame your foot. Your right foot is going to step forward to meet your left into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your right leg steps back. And this time we're going to stay on the ball of our right foot. And then slowly as we rise up, we're going to place our palms onto our thigh. Taking a deep breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, your back heel pivots flat onto the mat, straightening through your left leg. And then we're going to align our hips to be parallel to the front of our mat here. So if we need to change this alignment on the back foot, maybe turning our angle from a 90 degree to maybe about a 45 degree, we do so, but we try and keep our heels running into each other. So we want our heels to be on the same parallel line here. And then if you have your blocks handy, maybe using your blocks, setting ourselves up for our pyramid stretch. So taking a deep breath in, slowly as you exhale, reaching forward, and then using your blocks to frame your mat here. Or if you don't have your blocks handy, we're just going to do the same thing that we were doing with our half split. So our chest is rising high. Taking a deep breath in, and then as we exhale, we're going to reach forward and then just use our fingertips to guide ourselves as to where our balancing point is for our pyramid stretch. Deep breath in, And then slowly as you exhale, putting the bend back into this left leg. And then our left foot is going to step back to meet our right into our plank. Shifting forward, lowering halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Right leg rises. Bringing your knee to your nose and then stepping your right foot forward next to your thumb. Staying on the ball of your left leg, or the ball of your left foot rather. Rising up. Inhale to high crescent lunge. Deep breath in. Bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath. And then slowly as you exhale, starting to twist open towards your right side body. Maybe trying to have that left elbow over top of the right knee. And keeping your hands at heart center. And then check in with your lunge here as well. Make sure you're sitting deep in your lunge. Nice active bend in that right leg. We're really extending the left leg out behind us. Taking a deep breath in and then slowly unwinding your twist. Palms frame your foot. Left foot is going to step forward to meet your right into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your left leg steps back. And then coming onto the ball of your left foot. Rising up, placing your palms onto your thigh. Deep breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, your back heel is going to pivot down to about a 90-degree angle. Straightening through our right leg. And then again, if you have your blocks handy, maybe using your blocks, setting yourself up for your pyramid pose. Our hips are going to be parallel to the front of our mat. Taking a deep breath in. Then slowly as we exhale, reaching our arms forward and then down, finding our balancing point, setting ourselves up for our pyramid stretch. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, putting the bend back into your right knee. And then slowly your hands are going to frame your foot, right foot steps back, taking your chaturanga vinyasa and meeting me in downward facing dog. Big toes touch, left leg rises, bringing your knee to your nose and then stepping your left foot forward next to your thumb, staying on the ball of your right foot, rising up, high crescent. Deep breath in, and then bringing your hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath, and then slowly as you exhale, twisting open towards your left side body, right elbow over top of your left knee, and then maybe checking in, keeping your hands heart center. And then don't forget about your lunge. We're not getting lazy in our lunge. We want to have a nice active lunge. Taking a deep breath in. Slowly as you exhale, unwinding your twist, your hands are going to frame your foot. Right foot is going to step forward to meet your left into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, good job, guys. Go ahead and wipe the sweat, get a sip of water. All right. And mountain pose at the top of your mat when you are ready. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling to chair. And we're sitting deep into our chair. Our chest is rising high. We're lifting our belly off the thighs. Maybe we're placing the weight back into our heels. Taking a deep breath in. And then slowly, as you exhale, we're going to open twist towards our right side for 3. Inhaling to chair. Exhale, open twist towards your left side. Inhaling to chair. Exhale, open twist towards your right for 2. Inhaling to chair. Exhale, open twist towards the left. Inhaling to chair. Exhale, open twist towards the right, last set. Inhaling to chair. Exhale, open twist towards the left. Inhaling to chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank and taking your version of chaturanga vinyasa and then kneading knee in downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Right leg rises. Bring your knee to your nose and then stepping your right foot forward next to your thumb. Your back heel pivots down to about a 90-degree angle. We're going to rise up, bring our hands to our hips. And then we're going to check in with our hips. We want to make sure that they are parallel with our mat here. And once we feel that we have our good alignment, maybe we need to heel toe in or out this right foot. Maybe we need to change the angle on our back foot. But whatever we do, we just find our balancing point to where our hips feel good and aligned with our mat. And then once we do, sitting deep into our lunge, inviting the arms into our party. Then maybe bring our arms to frame our ears, sitting deep. Deep breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. And then on your next exhale, twisting open towards your right side body. Maybe you need to come onto the ball of your left foot here. And then if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to hook this left elbow towards the outside of our right knee, bringing our hands to heart center, not forgetting about our lunge here, really sitting deep into our lunge. Deep breath in, and slowly as you exhale, unwinding, your hands frame your foot. Right foot steps back to meet your left into a plank, taking your version of chaturanga vinyasa, and then meeting me in downward facing dog. Left leg rises, bringing your knee to your nose, and then stepping your left foot forward next to your thumb. Back heel pivots down, slowly rising up. Hands to our hips, checking in with our alignment. If we need to change the angle on this back foot, we do so. If we need to heel toe in or out this lead foot, we do so. But once we feel that our hips are parallel, inviting the arms in, sitting deep into our lunge. On your next exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Elbows are out wide. Deep breath in, and then slowly starting to twist open towards your left side body, maybe pivoting onto the ball of your right foot here. And then for my beginners, this may be enough of a stretch for you, but if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to hook this right elbow towards the outside of your left knee, and then maybe trying to bring your hands to heart center again. Let's not forget about our lunge. Sitting deep into our lunge. Deep breath in. And then slowly on your next exhale, starting to unwind. Hands frame your foot. Left foot steps back to meet your right. Taking your version of chaturanga vinyasa. Meeting me in downward facing dog. Big toes touch. And then go ahead and walk your tightrope all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, good job, guys. Go ahead and get a sip of water, wipe the sweat. All right. So for this next series, we're going to go through it the first time, maybe 2 times together. We'll do a few sun A's, and then I'll let you guys just kind of flow on your own, just having some fun, enjoying your sequence. So if you don't remember what it is that we're doing, it doesn't matter. Just flow on your mat. Have some fun here. We'll go together for the next 2 rounds with sun A's, and then I'll let you just have some fun. Meeting me at mountain pose when you are ready. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float to the back of your mat. Shifting forward, lowering halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Our big toes are going to touch. We're zip tying our thighs together. Our gaze is forward. And at the bottom of our exhale, hop, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, so that is our sun A. I'll go through it one more time with you guys, and then we'll just flow around on our mats. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float to the back of your mat. Shifting forward, lowering halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Our big toes are going to touch. We're zip tying our thighs together. Our gaze is forward at the front of our mats here. Then at the bottom of our exhale, hop, step, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. So that is our sun A, guys. I'll let you go ahead and flow, doing about 2 to 3 sun A's on your own breath, and then we will just reconvene in about a minute or so. Taking 1 or 2 more sun A's on your own breath, and then meeting me in child's pose or any active rest of your choosing. right, good job, guys. Slowly start cooling yourselves down, taking your last sun A. Maybe getting a sip of water, wiping the sweat, cooling yourself down. We built a little bit of heat, some tapas. So we're going to take that into the next portion of our class. You have your blocks handy for my beginners. You may want to have those at the top of your mat. And then we'll go ahead and get started. Mountain pose at the top of your mats when you are ready. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float to the back of your mat. Taking your version of chaturanga vinyasa and meeting me in downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Right leg rises. Bring your heel to your glute, giving it a good squeeze. And then peeling open your hip towards your left side body. Option to flip to your flip dog wild thing if that is in your practice. Yogi's choice here. And then slowly coming back to our three-legged dog. Right leg rising in the air. We're going to bring our right knee to our right elbow. Three-legged. Right knee, left elbow. Her right knee, right wrist, rather, excuse me. Three-legged. Right knee, left elbow. Three-legged. Right knee, left wrist. And then we're going to kick out our right foot towards our left side body. And then our back heel is going to come flat, setting ourselves up for our fallen angel rock star pose. Deep breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, left hand comes down to your mat. And then setting yourself back up for your three-legged dog. Right leg rising in the air. Bring your knee to your nose and then stepping your right foot forward next to your thumb. Staying on the ball of your left foot. Rising up. High crescent lunge. Deep breath in. And then slowly as you exhale, sweeping your arms forward and back, bringing your knee to your nose. And then inhale, rising back up to your high crescent. As you exhale, back heel pivots down, opening yourself up to your warrior two, gazing over your right middle finger. Checking in with your lunge, really widening your stance, making this a nice wide warrior two. We want to be able to see our big toes, but still have a nice 90-degree angle in our lead leg. Taking a deep breath in, flipping our front palm and reversing our warrior. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, we're going to start to bring our hips back towards the left side, towards our left side body, straightening through our right leg. And then for my beginners, using your block here, we're going to grab our block, we're going to place it on the inside of our right shin, straightening through this right leg, reaching our right hand down for our block, left hand rises up for our triangle pose. And then if you don't have a block handy, what we're doing is we're just tick-tocking the arm down and then resting our forearm or our palm onto our right shin, setting us up for our triangle pose. Deep breath in, and then slowly starting to put the bend into our right knee. Our left arm is going to windmill down, framing our foot. Right hand reaches up, spinning onto the ball of our left foot here. Rising up for an easy twist. Taking a deep breath in, And then from our easy twist, we're gonna stack our feet together. So our right foot is gonna slowly start to stack on top of our left foot, setting us up for our side plank. And then using our right forearm, we're gonna rock ourselves over towards our right side body, stacking the feet, setting us up for our forearm side plank on our right side. And then using our left forearm, we're gonna rock ourselves down to our forearm plank here. Hips are rising off the mat. Taking a deep breath in. And then for my beginners, this may be enough of a stretch for you, but if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to raise that right leg off the mat. And if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge from here, we're gonna crunch for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release the hips down to the mat, setting yourself up for Sphinx pose, tucking your toes. Raising the belly, the chest, the throat off of your mat, pressing your forearms down. Deep breath in, then slowly we're gonna tuck our toes, raising our hips off of the mat. And again, for my beginners, this may be enough of a stretch, but if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to raise that left leg off the mat. And we're gonna crunch for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release, hips down, tucking our toes, Sphinx pose. Walking ourselves back to our child's pose. Deep breath in, then slowly pressing yourself up to your downward dog. Big toes touch, gazes forward. At the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, so that's our series on our right side. We'll go through it on our left side, and then we'll do it on both sides one more time. We'll just pick up the pace. All right, so go ahead and rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float to the back of your mat. Taking your version of chaturanga vinyasa, and then meeting me in downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Left leg rises. Bringing your heel to your glute, giving it a good squeeze. Peeling open that left hip towards your right side body. And then flipping to your flip dog, wild thing, if that is in your practice, yogi's choice. Choosing our own adventure here. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly coming back to our three-legged dog. Left leg rising in the air, and then bringing our left knee to our left elbow. Three-legged, left knee, left wrist. Three-legged, left knee, right elbow. Three-legged, left knee, right wrist. Kicking out our foot, back heel pivots down, rising that right hand up off the mat, setting ourselves up for fallen angel, rock star. Deep breath in, and then slowly using your right hand to frame your mat. Left leg rises back up, three-legged. Bringing your knee to your nose, and then stepping your left foot forward next to your thumb. Staying on the ball of your right foot, we're rising up for our high crescent lunge. Deep breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, your hands are gonna go forward and back, bringing your knee to your nose. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, opening yourself up to your warrior two, back heel pivots flat, and we're gazing over our left middle finger. And then really extending the legs out long, making this a nice wide lunge. Reaching the fingertips out for each side of our mat. Flipping our front palm, reversing our warrior. And then for my beginners, if you'd like to use your block here,
We're going to start to shift the weight back into our right hip, straightening through this left leg, tick-tocking the left hand down, using your block for my beginners, placing it on the inside of your shin. Palm rests onto your block, right hand rises up, setting yourself up for a triangle pose. And again, if you don't have your block handy, just resting the outside of our palm on our left shin, setting ourselves up for our triangle pose, taking a deep breath, and then slowly starting to put the bend back into our left knee, right arm windmills down, frames our foot. We're going to pivot onto the ball of our right foot, left hand reaches up, easy twist. Deep breath in, and then once you're ready, we're going to stack the feet on top of each other. So we're bringing that left foot back, stacking it on top of our left for our plank pose, or for our side plank, rather. And then using our left forearm, we're going to rock over towards our left side body, stacking the feet. Right arm rises for our forearm side plank. Bringing our right forearm down to the mat, rocking the hips over, tucking our toes, and coming onto the balls of our toes, rather. Taking a deep breath in for my beginners. If you'd like to stay here, this is enough of a stretch, but if you want a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to raise that left leg off the mat, and we're crunching for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release your hips down to your mat, tucking your toes, pressing the hip bones into your mat, raising the belly, the chest, the throat, and pressing your forearms down for Sphinx pose. Deep breath in, tucking our toes, raising our hips, and then if you'd like, maybe raising that right leg off the mat, crunching for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release the hips, tucking the toes. Sphinx pose. And then pressing yourself back into your child's pose. Nice active stretch here. Deep breath in. And then slowly pressing yourself back up to your downward dog. Big toes touch. Gazes forward. Hop, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, good job, guys. Go ahead and wipe the sweat. Get a sip of water. All right. So we'll go through that series one more time on both sides, and then we'll start cooling it down for the day. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float to the back of your mat. Taking your version of chaturanga vinyasa and meeting me in downward facing dog. Right leg rises. Bring your heel to your glute, giving it a nice squeeze. And then peeling open that hip towards your left side body. Flip into your flip dog, wild thing. Coming back to your three-legged dog, right leg rising in the air. Right knee, right elbow. Three-legged, right knee, right wrist. Three-legged, right knee, left elbow. Three-legged, right knee, left wrist. Kicking out our foot, back heel pivots down, rising up to our rock star fallen angel. For my beginners, if this is enough of a challenge for you, feel free to stay here, but if you'd like, maybe trying to raise that right leg off the mat. Just finding that balancing point. Deep breath in,
Left hand comes back down to your mat. Right leg rises up for your three-legged. Bring your knee to your nose, and then stepping your right foot forward next to your thumb. Staying on the ball of your left foot. Rising up. High crescent. Deep breath in. As you exhale, your palms circle forward and then back. Bringing your knee to your nose. Rising up. High crescent. Deep breath in. Opening yourself up to your warrior two. Really extending that stance out wide. Reaching the fingertips out towards the edges of your mat. Deep breath in. And then we're going to flip our palm and reverse our warrior. And then pivoting our hips towards the left side. Bring our hips towards our left side body. Straightening through our right leg. Tick-tocking that right hand down. Bringing the outside of our palm towards the inside of our right shin. Left hand rises up. Triangle pose. And if you like, maybe resting the left forearm onto the small of your back. And just straightening out through our back here. Deep breath in. We're going to start to put the bend into our right knee. Left hand starts to windmill down, framing our foot, coming onto the ball of our left foot. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, easy twist. And then deep breath in, slowly starting to stack the feet on top of each other for our side plank. And then for my beginners, if you'd like, staying at your side plank, but if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to extend that right leg up towards the ceiling, maybe bringing the peace fingers towards the big toes together. Stacking our feet back. Right forearm comes down to the mat, rocking our hips over, stacking our feet. Left arm rises. And again, maybe trying to scissor lift the legs open if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge. Deep breath in, and then bring that left forearm down to your mat. And staying in this forearm plank pose, but if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, maybe trying to rise up into our dolphin pose. And if you're in dolphin, this may be good enough stretch for my beginners. But again, what we're going to do is trying to raise that right leg off the mat. And we're crunching for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, pressing the hips back down to our Sphinx, tucking our toes, raising the belly, the chest, the throat off of the mat, pressing down in our forearms. Deep breath in. And slowly we're tucking our toes, lifting our hips, either staying in our forearm plank, maybe rising the hips up for our dolphin plank. Lifting that left leg if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, and then crunching for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release, bringing the hips back down, tucking your toes, pressing firmly down into your forearms. Deep breath. And then walking yourselves back to your child's pose. Nice active stretch here, reaching our arms forward, sit bones reaching towards our soles of our feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Or downward facing dog. Right? Deep breath in, big toes touch. Zip tying our thighs, gaze is forward, the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, last set, guys. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop, step, or float to the back of your mat. Shifting forward, taking your chaturanga vinyasa and meeting me in downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Left leg rises. Bring your heel to your glute, giving it a nice squeeze. Peeling open that hip. And then flipping to your flip dog wild thing. Coming back to your three-legged dog, left leg rising. Left knee, left elbow. Three-legged. Left knee, left wrist. Three-legged. Left knee, right elbow. Three-legged. Left knee, right wrist. Kicking out our foot. Back heel pivots down. Rising up to our fallen angel rock star. And then for my beginners, feel free to stay here, but if you want a challenge, maybe trying to raise this left leg off the mat. Finding our balancing point here. Right hand is going to windmill down to frame the foot. Left leg rises up. Three-legged. Bring our knee to our nose, stepping our left foot forward next to our thumb. Staying on the ball of our right foot and rising up to our high crescent. Deep breath in. As you exhale, your arms are going to circle forward and back. Bring your knee to your nose. Rising back up to your high crescent. And then opening up to your warrior two. Nice wide stance here. Fingertips are reaching for the edges of your mat. Active lunge, gazing over our left middle finger. Flipping our palm, reversing our warrior. Left hand reaches up. Right hand is sliding down for our shin or ankle. Bringing our hips back towards the right side body. Straightening through our left leg. Tick-tocking this left hand down to the inside of our left shin. Right hand reaches up for the ceiling, or if we like, maybe using that as a small little bend here and placing the forearm on the small of our back, really straightening our back and spine. Deep breath in, slowly starting to put the bend into your left leg. Right hand windmills down to frame your foot, coming onto the ball of your right foot. Left hand reaches up to the ceiling for your easy twist. Stacking the feet together, side plank. Using your left forearm, or if you like a little bit more of a challenge here, raising that right leg up towards the ceiling and maybe trying to give your peace fingers, bring your peace fingers towards your big toe. And then stacking the feet together. Coming onto your left forearm here, rocking the hips over and stacking your feet. Right arm rises, and then again, maybe trying to scissors the legs open. Slowly stacking the feet. Right forearm comes down to your mat. Forearm plank. And again, this may be enough of a stretch for my beginners, but if you'd like to try something a little bit advanced, raising those hips up to your dolphin, and then lifting that left leg off the mat, and we're crunching for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Bringing your hips down to the mat, tucking your toes, Sphinx pose. Deep breath in, tucking our toes. Raising our hips, pressing them up to our dolphin. Right leg rises, and then taking our crunch for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release the hips down to the mat. Sphinx pose. And then pressing yourself back into your child's pose. Good job, guys. All right. So from our child's pose, we'll go ahead and start cooling down. Just going to sweep our legs out in front of us. Go ahead and get a sip of water, wipe the sweat. All right. So we'll continue working on our baby grasshopper pose. If you have a strap handy, that would be preferable, but if not, we can still work around it. So we'll continue from what we were building on from the last 2 weeks. So starting just sitting in our L-shaped position here, chest is nice and perpendicular to the mat. We're raising it high. We're going to start just by bringing this right knee into our chest, trying to bring our heel as close to our glute as possible, maybe giving it a nice squeeze here. We'll just take this stretch for a few breaths. And then we'll lift our right leg off of the mat. And then what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to lift my leg and then just place it onto the outside of my left hip. So it went from the inside of my left hip to the outside. And then again, I'm just from this twisted stance, just kind of moving my glutes, moving over to my left glute. And then giving myself a nice squeeze, really feeling the obliques, the abdominals. So those were the stretches that we were taking the last 2 weeks. So we'll begin this week's class from building upon this twisted stretch. You have your strap handy, using your strap, and then just placing it around the sole of your foot. And then your right hand is going to go to the inside of your right knee. And then using your strap, placing it into the palm, into your palm here. Left hand is just going to come down to the mat or to your floor. And we're just lifting our chest and reaching for the sole of our foot here. So that's all we're after this week, is just deepening this stretch, getting our palm as close to the sole of our foot as possible. Make sure that we're lifting our chest high. Should really be feeling a nice line of energy in our obliques and our abdominals and our core. Should really be feeling this. Go ahead and release this stretch. Release your strap. Extend that right leg out. We're going to take this on our left side this time. So we'll bring our left knee into our chest and then try and get that heel as close to your glute as possible. Really giving yourself a good squeeze. And then from this stretch, we're just going to lift our left leg off the mat, and then we're going to place it from the inside of our right foot to the outside, or from our right thigh to the outside of our right thigh. So we're just taking a nice little twisted stretch here, really feeling this in our obliques and our core. And again, sitting the chest high and proud, maybe starting to roll over towards the right glute if you need. So that was the stretch that we were taking over the last 2 weeks. So we'll go ahead and start to add on top of that. For this week, again, we're just using our strap. And then we're placing the strap along the sole of our foot. And then using our left hand, we're going to place that in the inside of our left thigh and knee here, and then placing our palm facing up. Our strap is just going to go into our palm. Right hand, we're just using that as a reference balancing point. And then we're going to start working on pulling our foot a little bit closer while we sit taller. And then if you don't have a strap, what we're just after is just slowly starting to reach for our foot. So you don't really need the strap. It just helps you to kind of sit a little deeper into your stretch here. But if you don't have one, feel free to still try this. It's a nice, good stretch. We're sitting deep. As we inhale, our chest rises. As we exhale, we're reaching a little bit further. Great. Go ahead and release. We'll take that stretch one more time on each side. Straightening out through that left leg. Bring our right knee into our chest. And then sweeping our right foot to the outside of our right thigh. And then either using your strap, or if you don't have your strap handy, we're just going to use our right hand or our right arm. We're going to place it on the inside of our right knee. And we're going to start to reach our palm towards the sole of our foot. Left hand just comes down to the mat for a balancing point. And then what we're after, if we can reach our foot, is we want to be able to reach it with an open palm. So we want to have our thumb reaching for our big toe. And then our four fingers are kind of wrapping around our pinky toe. We're just taking this stretch, feeling our obliques, feeling our abdominals. Deep breath in, then go ahead and release. Extending out that right leg. Taking the stretch on our left leg. And then bringing that left foot to the outside of our right thigh. Getting ourselves a nice stretch here. And then using our strap to place it along the sole of our right foot. Left arm goes to the inside of our right knee and thigh. Palm is facing up, reaching the thumb for our big toe, and our four fingers are reaching for our pinky toe. We're just taking that stretch. Right. And go ahead and release. So for next week's class, what we will do is just adding on to our stretch. We'll go ahead and reach for that foot using our strap. And then putting some weight into our framed hand, our right hand. Maybe we'll be able to start to take some flight next week for our baby grasshopper. So this is what we're kind of working towards sequencing. So we have one more class to kind of work on lifting that hip up, finding our balancing point. Good job, guys. Let's go ahead and sweep the feet back one more time. Coming up to our final downward dog. Right leg rises in the air. Bring our knee to our nose. And then setting our shin parallel to the top of our mat. Our left knee comes down, tucking our toes. Let's start to slide our left foot back. Setting ourselves up for pigeon pose. So our right shin we'd like to have parallel to the top of our mat. Left leg slides back. Option to have your blocks here if you want to rest on your if you want to rest your forearms onto your block. Maybe rest your head. Whatever feels comfortable. We're here for just a few breaths. Go ahead and start to frame your mat, palms frame your mat, tucking your toes, and then setting yourself up for a three-legged dog, reaching that right leg in the air, maybe taking a bend in your knee here, just bringing the blood flow back into it. Right leg comes down to meet the left. Left leg rises in the air, bringing our knee to our nose, and then sitting our shin parallel to the top of our mat. Right knee comes down, tucking our toes as we slide our foot back. And again, maybe resting on your forearms, resting on your block, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're here for just a few breaths. And slowly starting to press yourself back up to the palms of your feet, tucking your toes, raising yourself back up to your three-legged dog, shaking that hip out, and then bringing your left leg back down to meet the right. Coming down onto your knees for thunderbolt pose, tucking our toes. And I like to imagine there's just two ropes kind of coming down from the ceiling, and we're just pulling down the ropes, really stretching out the spine, our back, our glutes. And then imagining that we have our back pockets. We're just going to place our palms, sliding them into our back pockets here. Maybe pressing our hips forward. And if you like a little bit deeper of a stretch, maybe reaching the palms back for the soles of your feet and really stretching out the lower back and spine. And slowly releasing, coming down to a seated position. Our legs are extended long. Bring our right knee into our chest, giving it a nice squeeze. And then maybe bringing your knee into your armpit if that's comfortable. And using your left hand, placing it on the outside of your right knee. Your right knee rolls over towards your left side body. Right arm comes out to a T, gazing forward. Deep breath in, and slowly bring your knee back to your center. Left knee comes into your chest, right knee extends out long.
Bring your left knee into your armpit if that's comfortable. Then using your right palm, the outside of your left knee. Left knee comes out towards the right side body. Left arm comes out to a T, and we're gazing for our left thumb. Deep breath in, and slowly bring left knee back to center. Bring your right knee into your chest, giving yourself a good squeeze. Peace fingers grab your big toes, setting yourself up for happy baby. Elbows are inside of our knees. Maybe you want to stretch out the right leg, maybe the left leg, maybe both. Rocking along our spine here. And slowly releasing back down for your Shavasana, our final resting pose of the day. Slowly start to bring awareness back to your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, wiggling your nose, bringing awareness back to your breath, noticing if the breath is short and choppy or long and lengthy, and if it differs from how we started this practice an hour ago. And almost as if you're waking up for the first time today, reaching your arms overhead and extending your legs out long. And slowly bringing your arms back down to your side. And rocking over to your right side while creating a nice pillow for yourself with your arms. And then finally pressing yourself up to a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. And bowing your chin to your chest. Then bringing your thumbs to your third eye. I invite you all to continue finding space for your practice off of your mat. Find space to be that light in the darkness that we all seek. Being that positive affirmation. being the person that everyone looks to for guidance and wisdom, continuing yourself on this path that yoga has taught us, that yoga has brought us, continuing your journey for the light. Taking a deep breath in, and then slowly exhaling. As we say in yoga, the light in me honors the light in you, or namaste. Thank you all for being here for this past hour and allowing me to teach you. Thank you for being a part of this community. My name is Shawn Jackson, and this was Rhythm and Flow. If you enjoyed this class, we will be continuing our baby grasshopper sequence for the final month of December, or it may be the beginning month of January. We'll see you all next week. Thank you.